I went to South Korea twice the last 3 years, just prior to 9/11 and just prior to the war with Iraq. Anyone who travels knows that while you're on your journey, you're also on an internal journey. Things that you had set aside in your regular day-to-day life come bubbling to the surface. Memories, coincidences, things just happen like it's all scripted. I think for me, going to Korea, it's an internal journey to make peace with the memory of my father, to make peace with the war we went through as a family and my father's memories of war. I grew up in the shadow of World War II and the Korean War, and the Vietnam War was in its early stages. Kids my age played Army. That's what we did. We could still buy plastic guns that looked like real M1 Garand rifles. Not like today, everything's Star Wars. One day I noticed a thick scar running down his shin in the bathroom. I was surprised when he told me it was from a Japanese bayonet. How? He had been in Hong Kong Wharf when he was attacked. What'd you do? I shot him. I stayed awake nights watching old war movies, Combat, Rat Patrol, and spent countless days leading my Army squad, my brothers. Korea was annexed by Japan. In the 1930s, Korea became the staging ground for Japan's expansion through China and the rest of Asia. In fact, when the United States came to disarm the Japanese, they took over the old Japanese army base in Seoul.
Japan also has a responsible to dividing north and south. So we are praying for unify south and north.
I always connected to Asia because of my father's experience in the war, fighting the Japanese. Eventually, I married a Japanese woman. But another reason was because of my childhood. I wanted to go back to find the true Asia, not the Asia that I grew up to visualize. Asia where we were fighting American soldiers in the jungles with Japanese soldiers and bayonets. I had two dreams that I remember. One was that the war with Iraq that America was about to launch was not going to last very long. The other one, which scared me, was that North Korea was going to have a nuclear accident in a lab. At first I wanted to see the Korean student demonstrators who would meet every Friday at the Yongsan Army base, a base that had previously been used by the Japanese. I had read that demonstrators in South Korea was like a rite of passage for college students. In the early 90s, many had even burned themselves to death, protesting their own government and the United States. They wanted unification of North and South Korea at all costs.
Korean young people, they don't like America. Many reasons. For many reasons.
103일째 여기서
The two people that died by the American army. The TV news they show the people getting around, but we pray for them or something, maybe the Christian group. But the day after I saw this billboard, the feeling I got is like they show how crazy American army is. They're crazy, ran after people, just nothing. And so how terrible, miserable people they had to die awfully. So that's how I got. But right away I got impression, this is not American character. I told the other sister, I said, I'm sorry, even I see this, but I don't feel this is American people would do. It's again my feeling. I've been in America for so long. I know American people value life strongly than any country in the whole wide world. Maybe because Americans protect the South Korea. My feeling come up. They want to break up the protection of South Korea for America by raise up the feeling of people hatred toward the American army.
Why the young people participate that demonstration? Because that their topics is reunion between North and South Korea. 20 people cut their finger.
Cut off. In the West, policies have names like MAD, mutually assured destruction. But in Asia, it's not unusual for a policy towards North Korea to be called the Sunshine Policy.
World War II was finished more than 55 years ago. So, yeah, we should make relationship, new relationship. Nice one. Like this. So, and keep smiling.
속수무책으로 가는 점은
PD가 들어가는 거야?
그 속수무책으로 당했다는 점은
Where did this idea of world peace start? Did it start from the world wars we fought? Who really cared that much about the whole world united until large forces defeated the Axis powers in World War II and World War I?
She's worried about the World War III. Yeah.
Mm. So how would that happen?
Two first, Arab unification, Europe, America, broke out the war.
If America has to pull troops out of Korea, American soldiers have to leave Korea to help fight somewhere else. Do you think that puts Korea in any danger from North Korea?
Yes, I think so.
Mm.
Important to know reality, truth, situation of North Korea. That's most important thing. And then we have to let people know Korea and America.
The bulletin board states that a father will be executed in public because he had entered a neighbor's house to steal rice for his family. A guard announces the list of crimes of the condemned man in front of a crowd.
She's now alive or she's in special world.
Right.
That's all. Now we don't talk about politics. Should the press, North Korea, should give pressure.
Pressure.
Was
우리 죽어가고 있다. 굶어 죽어가고 있다.
we are
살려달라.
suffering
식량 보내라.
of starvation. Please help me present the rice.
When they leave, and if there's family left behind, then they're going to be under surveillance. At the very least, they will be under surveillance. But if there's any proof that they're trafficking with missionaries and trafficking in Christian work in any way, or heaven forbid, if they actually become a Christian and then they come back into North Korea, as some have done, if they are caught, then these are the ones usually that get the most severe punishment. And it's not uncommon to hear that a new zealot, a new Christian who comes back to try to evangelize his fellow villagers, it doesn't take him long to be discovered. But these are the ones that are taken to the town square and shot.
I'm Christian. I want to go North Korea.
one day, one night, I start to sleep with my mother at my home, and suddenly I heard very strange something. I asked my mother, "What did you hear this sound?" She answered, "Yes, I heard." But after one day, again started the sound.
As I told you before, that vibration of their houses, and they heard man-made sounds, machinery sound like that. So they reported to Dowser, and Dowser came here, and they started to investigate the infrastructure and tunnels, and found out this area must be the tunnels. We have approximately 22 to 24 tunnels from North Korea, reported by Korean Army and U.S. Army. We predicted this kind of tunnels, directions of tunnel. And we drilled these areas. We placed recording tape here. It was placed November 8th last year, was recorded. What's this sound?
Some people's voice. Because the internet doesn't work here.
It shows the wall of tunnel. And next it will show you the response for this metal. See? Yeah, when it's metal, it closes. See, on top of the metal, it closes. And just to the wall. See? And when it touches the wall, it spread out. So must be some tunnel here. Okay. He claims that there are a lot of North Korean army lined up with 2 rows, separate by around 1 meter each person. Yeah.
In this area?
Yeah, in this area.
They're not miners.
They're not miners. It's true, because when they're miners, there are not so many people. 5 or 6 people scattered irregularly.
So the paste is where the water is?
Yeah. The paste is mixed with rock powder, rock from nearby. You can see the bubble. It means there is some calcium ingredient collected from.
It doesn't look like a tunnel.
tunnels.
It just looks like a big hole in the ground.
As you see,
but
this
after
is
listening to
artificial material,
Colonel
maybe
Yoon and the
cement.
Dowser explain,
Chuck in this,
the
punch.
North Koreans,
Looks like punch.
realizing they've been discovered, begin a backfilling operation, filling the tunnel with large boulders and a mixture of cement, which quickly hardens into a
This is real gas, not
granite-like substance. We see later that it quickly dissolves once it's exposed to water.
This is the crater we've been there, and you and I here. and he said the North Koreans made a countermeasure here. So please drill this one and take this stone out. To do that, explosive here, and make it explosion and take out this part. Then we can see something. Some kind of hand tool, but we don't know what it is. But somebody who visited Gucci Tunnel in Vietnam says they show them this as a tool for digging and doing work in tunnel. TVYTN, they reported this site and said that there may be some tunnel here. But after that, they quit it, and they didn't repeat again. And I asked them why. Then they said, "Oh, you may be aware of that, what happened." So that means government probably pressed them not to broadcast anymore.